Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Me Before We. I'm King Mason. Today we have an interesting topic, the wall of silence. Let me explain. The wall of silence is when black men say that they are not talking to black women anymore. They are tired of the drama, of the BS, of all the independent women in the world who say they don't need a man. So since you don't need a man, they say, we'll leave you alone. Tune in. Stay tuned. I'm King Mason, Me Before We. All right. Thank you for tuning in to Me Before We. My name is King Mason. I just want to once again talk about this topic, the wall of silence. I have a guest here with me, Mr. Jarvis. Mr. Jarvis, how you doing, man?
Very well. How are you?
That's good. I'm good. So let's just go ahead and dive right in the wall of silence.
Okay.
What do you think about that? The silence of black men towards black women, saying that we've had enough of, the bickering, the arguing, the fighting. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
I think it's, right on time in a sense. I mean, it was bound to happen. I guess you could say, just from over time, the different experiences that we've come across and the different, traits that we've experienced that just forced us down this path. So, I mean, I think it's right on time.
Okay. So, what problems have you had with black women, with dating them? What were some of your complaints?
I guess my biggest one was just the fact that the whole independency.
Okay.
Which is, it sounds bad to not be independent, but I don't think the goal is to be independent or dependent. It's to be interdependent. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where the conflict begins.
Okay. So that's what I really want to know, where that came from. You know what I'm saying? How does a woman just be like, I'm independent, I don't need a man, I don't need help, but yet when she goes home, she cries at night, talking about, ooh, I want a man, Lord, send me the man. Right. I don't know where that came from. So at this point in time in your life, do you date a black woman?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. What type of woman do you date?
She's half Asian and half Hispanic.
Oh, okay. So how's that relationship going?
It's good. It's good. Very well. It's right on track.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So do you have any complications with that relationship? Like, do y'all have the verbiage that a black woman would give you, or the in your face all the time that a black woman would give you?
No, not at all. But I'm not gonna try to build up this facade that my relationship is perfect. That would be stupid of me, Yeah. No, not to say that at all. But the whole aggressiveness, there's a lack of aggressiveness. It's a more of a passive conflict than it is aggressive.
Okay. So do you think that black women are being taught how to deal with black men, understanding the role that it takes to be in a relationship? I don't ever want to just categorize women as, as the church does, you need to be subservient, but no. Everybody has a role in a relationship. Right. And do you think that black women are being taught that?
No. Well, not in the right ways. They're being taught something, but not directly in a way that's conducive to a relationship. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times they get in the way of themselves, or they won't allow a man to take his place as a man because of the mentality that they have. You ask, was it learned, or what have they been taught? It's a learned behavior just from their experiences, their environment that they've been in, the women that came before them who may have had issues with their men and things of that nature. So it's been passed down from generations, and all of it is not completely wrong or ill-directed, but at the same time, it's not conducive to a relationship.
Right, to build a relationship.
Right.
Having two men in the house.
Exactly. And you talk about roles. I think a lot of times the women have a tendency to place submissive with less than or degraded or things like that.
I say that all the time.
Right, but that's not the case. That's not the case at all.
Just because you're submissive, even sometimes men have to be submissive also.
Definitely.
Understanding that, sometimes she may have the best decision or the best way to do things.
Right.
But I just want to say this before we end our segment, that women always want kings. Mm-hmm. But when they get a king, they don't let the king be the king.
Right.
And I just want people to understand that when you get a man, it's totally different than being single with yourself. understanding that you communicating for two now. You
Right.
just can't go out and do what you want to do. You got to check in sometimes. Be like, hey, babe, can I do this? And vice versa. Men have to do that too. It's a respect thing. So, Jarvis, I do appreciate you coming on.
My
we'll
pleasure, man.
get you on the next segment. Thank you. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Me Before We. I'm King Mason, and I just want to talk about the wall of silence. Have 3 guests that came in to talk about. It's a difficult topic. Let's go ahead and just dive right in. We have Miss DeMonica here. We have Mr. Sean and Miss Tanika. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
All right. So, the wall of silence. Let's just get a brief. What do you think about the wall of silence?
The wall of silence. I think that it's a bit ridiculous.
Mr. Sean.
I think that it's just a means to, kind of avoid or deflect, a lot of the chaos that typically happens between, 2 people dating. And I just think that it's a way to kind of withdraw, to pull back and just say, I ain't gonna deal with it, because it's more frustrating to go through all them changes.
Okay. Ms. Tanika.
I think it's not, I don't think it exists, actually. I don't agree with it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's start with this question here. Miss DeMonica. Has a black man ever said that you're difficult to date?
No, at least not to me.
He's
I
not
mean,
said
that's
it to
not the feedback that I've gotten. I'm not necessarily difficult to date, maybe.
Yeah.
But no, I've never gotten that feedback.
No. So, Sean, what do you think about that? Have you ever dated a black woman that has been difficult?
Yes, Kanisha.
He
I'm
named
sorry,
names.
I had to drop the name, I'm sorry. Yes,
So what made her difficult?
the insecurities.
Okay.
To me, I mean, that can be problematic if it's a thing that you got your issues from the past, whether it's, from a family standpoint or even from a previous relationship, whatever that is, that's just something that needs to be dealt with. And typically, women don't do their part to deal with things. They just, kind of jump in from one relationship to the next, looking for whatever it is they're looking for. And I just dealt with a lot of insecurities with her. And, there was just all this pressure for her to feel like, she was locking me down. And, my whole thing is if I'm here and I'm with you, we good. And let's just kind of take it slow. But just that pressure, I think for her was like a way for her to feel secure in that, okay, if we get married soon, then I know you with me and I know you ain't going nowhere. And
Kind of a form of neediness.
Yeah.
Like she was trying to
wasn't cool.
chain on you. Understand that. I'm pro-black. Me, I love black women. Love them. Love them. So, I
Emphasis on the love.
love them. I mean, it is, I've had my stressful things, but dealing with a black mother, I think you kind of get that. My mama has a mouth on her, she's yeah, but at the end of the day, black women have always come through for me, if you can understand what I'm saying. So, let me get this question to Ms. Tanika. Are black women being taught, and what do black women have to offer black men?
Are they being taught what?
Are they being taught how to deal with black men or just men in general? Because it seems like when a black woman gets with another race, her mindset changes. But when she gets with a black man, you get all the yakety yak and all this. But when she gets with somebody else, the white man doesn't say that she's bad, or the Hispanic man doesn't say that. So,
Well, I think black women are being taught how to deal with men. It may not be correctly in every situation, because a lot of our teaching comes from our experiences. And a lot of women are raising men. A lot of grandmothers are raising men and women. They're raising children where the man may be absent from the home. So I think it's a combination of different things that a black man has to deal with as a result of a black woman's experience. She may be angry, for a situation that may not even have to do with him, but he may get the brunt of it. So the interaction between a black man and a black woman may not always be the correct, or it may not have been taught correctly, but it is what it is. I actually am a woman who's been told that I was difficult, but it wasn't because I was black. It was because, my mouth may be smart at times, or, I may be snappy, or the attitude, or whatever, but women are difficult just like men are difficult. People can be difficult. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a black thing. It's not a black woman thing. It can be what you were just talking about a few minutes ago in Seattle when, white women date black men. Why are we not talking about a white wall of silence if the white people are want to date white people? Why is it just a black thing?
Well, because this is us. You know what I'm saying? The wall of silence is, I don't think white men are trying to date outside their race or trying to get somebody else because of their women are crazy, as some black men say, or loud. They're doing it just because that's something they're doing. They're attracted to that. But we have literally, physically, mentally, black men running, saying, I don't want to date.
Well, you know what I think about that? I think that black men who do that, they have a problem with their own self-esteem. Like, because for me, I just find it difficult. Like, I'm black. Mm-hmm. We're all black.
Amen.
I'm proud to be black. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that the situation is that horrible. I mean, where's your stickability? Like, where's your loyalty to who you are? Because at the end of the day, if you hear somebody saying, if I go around saying, and I think earlier you said something about what makes a black person a sellout or whatever. I don't mind black men who date outside of their race. That's their own thing if that's what you want to do. But for those who say, oh, I don't like black people, I don't date black women, like they're just down on black people because of their faults, that's a sellout. Like, that is what makes, like, somebody who says, I don't like black people, you're black. Like, your mom is black. It makes no sense. And I think that they have some self issues. Like, people who just turn their back, like, oh, I don't want anything else. Where's the love, like the empathy? Like, because to me, no matter how bad they say that the black man is, I'm rocking with you. Like, that's my nigga.
Yeah,
like, it's nothing you can do that terrible to make me just be like, oh, all y'all the same. I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's a bit.
Agree.
That's why I think that the wall of silence, whatever it is, I think it's a bit ridiculous because you're basically just giving up on a whole race of people. It's unfair.
Let me cut you off right there. We got to go.
I'm sorry.
Ms. DeMonica, Mr. Sean, Ms. Tanika, I do appreciate you coming in, and we're going to bring everybody back in just a second. So keep watching, stay tuned. Talk to you later. Peace. Hello, thank you for tuning in to Me Before We. I'm King Mason. I just want you to know that the wall of silence is coming down. We have some interesting guests today, started with Jarvis, Dominica, just playing DeMonica, and Sean and Tanika. So stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. I'm King Mason, and now we're on our third segment where we have everybody on the couch, and we're just going to hash it out, talking about the wall of silence, how black men are trying to not date black women, black African-American women. I want to touch on this right quick, this independent thing. You know, we see it. Beyonce had the song, what was it, Destiny's Child, and all the women who independent, throw your hands up at me. Where did this independent mindset come from with women, black women? I don't need a man. Niggas ain't shit. You know, all that stuff. Let's start at the end of the couch. Mr. Sean, where do you think that this came from? Independent.
Me and my pops had a talk about this a few days ago. I think that the whole welfare situation has something to do with the mindset of black women, you know, stating that they're independent, they don't need anybody. You know, my dad said that, you know, the whole welfare system is designed for women and children. And, you know, for a black woman to go into, you know, the office to say, oh, I need governmental assistance. And then, you know, if they inquire about a man living in the house, if they find out that he does, you know, no bueno, it's no good. It doesn't go through. But, you know, as long as he's not in the house, then the money comes in. So when my pops kind of put that in my ear, I think that has something to do with women being standalone, and that for them, I can get what I can get from the system for the free. You know, don't have to work, you know, don't have to do anything for it. I'm going to always get this coming in as long as you're not around. So to me, you know, it may be systematic, you know, but that's my opinion as to one of the reasons why.
Well, okay.
You know.
I mean, I'm just piggyback on that. But that's my kid, though. You know what I'm saying? You want to put me out. And I'm not saying that all black men aren't deadbeat dads. Let's just get that out in the open. All black men aren't deadbeat dads. But the system, as quote unquote, being part of the white man's system, he is taking care of the black woman, so she doesn't need the black man to do that.
Right.
So what do you think, Ms. Tanika? How did the independent thing come into existence?
Well, for a while, some men have chosen to bring themselves out of the home, not take care of their children. And other, like you said, systematically or whatever it may be, other women have stepped in to take their place. So women have had to be independent for a long while. And again, not all men are that way, but we tend to have a tendency, Black or African Americans, where the man steps out of the house, leaves the family to fend for themselves. Other cultures don't have that. Asians, Indians, they all stick together and they bring their whole family plus some more to live in their house, and they all take care of each other. We don't necessarily tend to do that all the time. So a lot of women, grandmothers, aunts, mothers, have had to be the man and the woman and be independent. So then when a man tries to step in, it's like, it sometimes is a problem, and it's difficult.
I'm gonna piggyback on that too, just saying two statements. One, I don't want to put that stronghold on Black men, because statistically, there are more white women on welfare in this country than there are Black women. Because the reason why it's not being dealt with or not taken away is because they want to take care of their white women. Asians, Africans, the only reason that Black people are brought to light here is in negativity, if I said that right. Asians leave. They do. Taiwan, they say bye-bye.
Yeah.
White men leave. They the ones really that started it, because before we were even able to be integrated with everybody else, niggas stayed. Where else was we gonna go?
That's true.
We stayed. This is something, I don't want to say it's new, but it ain't. Don't put it all on like everybody else culture is better than ours. It ain't, because in Asia, it's some Asian niggas that's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. But to say independent though, to be like, I don't need you, because some women have been taught, as I say, all dysfunction is learned. That's in my book. Taught by their grandmama or by their mama, because one person did them wrong. So they have put that negativity in their child's heart and said, all Black men are like that. And I think that needs to quit being taught. But what do you think, Mr. Monica?
Or even because several men have done the mother wrong. Like, I think that the whole independent thing, other than the Webby and the Boosie song, I-N-D-E, I think, I think that, but I think it's from a consistent lack of having someone there. So, like, as she said, they just kind of had to be. Now, does that make it right? Does it make it okay? No. I mean, the whole I don't need a man is not fine. You need a man. Like, a woman needs a man needs a woman. But again, like I said, the Webby and Boosie song, and just from Black women having to be. So I think that it gets to the point where it's like, there's not anybody around. There hasn't been a man around. So I'm going to take on all of this. And now they think it's cute. Like, they think it's a good thing. Like, it's good. Like, I've had to do this for so long, but you're doing that by default. Like, not, you know what I mean? It's not, it's an accident. It's not supposed to be that way.
Right.
And I just think that over time, because it's the norm, that people want to make it good. Does that make sense?
Let me cut you off right there. Let's go to Jarvis. Jarvis, let me switch your question up. Do you think now, since quote unquote Black women are making the figures, the 5 figures, the 6 figures, the 7 figures, that has played a role in their independence, saying, oh, I can take care of myself. I don't need to ask nobody for nothing. I don't need a man to supply for me. I just need dick and affection.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely has enhanced the importance inside of them to be independent.
Money.
Right, definitely. Because it's been taught and it's been passed down over time, and they've taken it and adapted it and grown it and nourished it inside of them subconsciously or consciously, it depends on a particular person. And they've just grown it and watered it so much inside of them that those things like money just enhance it more and take it to just the next level, because now they have something of a substance to define them.
Right.
And I think that's what it is. They're just looking for definition.
That's what you think, definition. So, Mr. Monica, are you defined by your job?
Absolutely not.
Your figures don't make you who you are.
No, not at all.
Okay. Ms. Tanika, are you defined by your job?
No, not
Okay.
at all.
So, where Kanisha's at? That's what I want to know. Where's Kanisha? I see Kanisha at the grocery store. I see Kanisha at the car lot. I see Kanisha at City Trends. I see Kanisha, Timmy Chan. But Kanisha is always talking about she don't want no nigga, but yet got 5 babies by him. So, where do we find Kanisha's at? And why are Kanisha saying this?
Kanishas are everywhere, in every city. You're going to find Kanisha in corporate America. You can find Kanisha in the hood. You can find Kanisha in college. Kanisha's everywhere.
In the church.
Yeah.
Oh!
Kanisha is everywhere.
Let me tell you something. I know they want to get into the church. My dad's a preacher and my mom was a slash. And the slash is, she do everything.
I think Kanisha is inside of every, every black woman for the most part. It's just a matter of which black women know how to control that Kanisha.
So how do we not fuel Kanisha? So we have to give her gas.
Right. And there's I think it's two aspects of it. There are the people that she's associated with that bring Kanisha out of her, and there's a inside thing where you accept this as who you are and you let it, and like you water, you furnish it, you give attention to it, and you continue to adapt that to who you are as a person, and you use it as a crutch to take the weight off of yourself and to put it on somebody else.
That's what I wanted to hear. I believe sometimes women are so tigery because they want to take the effect off of them, the pressure off of them, what I'm dealing with or what I'm going through. So I'm going to just put it all on you. Nigga, you 10 minutes late. I cooked dinner for you. And see, this is another thing. Women like to surprise. And as a man, I don't do surprises real good because I may mess up a surprise. So if you had something planned for me and I don't show up, you want to be mad at me, but really the surprise wasn't for me, the surprise was for you because you felt good doing it. And women have that, oh, I want to do this, but don't communicate with it because they just want to do it. I talked to somebody now who they time.
But there has to be a give and a take, though. I mean, you're saying that women, she wants to do this and that's all she sees. She doesn't. Why can't you meet her halfway or make it easier?
Because you ain't told me. You ain't told me. You got to, and see, this is another thing, women. You don't know. You should know. No, I'm not a mind reader. You have to talk to me. I mean, I'm human. You should know. Like, you should know how I'm feeling. Nigga, no, I'm feeling good. How are you?
That's
You know, and I
But
think
you have to be intuitive. There has to be.
Who?
You're with a woman.
I think
two people that are together.
religion has taught y'all that Jesus know everything, but I'm not Jesus.
No, I get what she's saying.
You
To
have
like,
to
so
be,
if
like,
you know,
there
if you're
has
with
to
a
be
person,
give and
right?
take. Like if I'm with you,
Right.
it's just certain things you should just know. Now, not every time, all the time, but there has to be. We both have to be given and taken.
Right.
Like I think that a lot of since we're dealing with the black thing, a lot of reasons that people walk out or that things aren't working or whatever is selfishness. People are selfish and they have pride and they don't want to put that to the side for the other person or empathize with that person. Like there has to be give and take. You can't just be like, oh well, you wanted to surprise me. I ain't know. Oh well, it's your fault. I'm gonna go off and do whatever I want to anyway. Like you can maybe switch some things around just to make her happy. I mean, that's what a relationship is about, right? Instead of complaining about you not knowing, I didn't know why. You know what I mean? Do you get what I'm saying?
This is one thing that I say. Tone of voice gives me what you are right now. How you come at me and how I come at you, that gives me how it's going to end up. Because you can come at me, listen, I had a surprise. And I'm man enough to be like, dang, I didn't know. I apologize. But I'll let you know, listen, I'm not good with that. And see, you have to understand some things I'm not good at. I'm not good at surprises. So I know you love giving them, but stop.
But then y'all can just meet in the middle.
Right. But see, Kanisha's tone would be, you know what I'm saying? When you look like that, Kanisha's tone is not going to give me a chance to.
Well, like, what about this? Even if the tone is like that, why can't you just be nice anyway?
Because first of all, what?
Everyone else is happy.
Hold on. Let's air right there. Let's end right there. Listen.
Wait,
That's
wait.
a real
But that's a selfish question, though. You just talked about.
Thank you. Walking out of self.
That's
Listen,
selfish.
we gotta end. Listen, thank you for tuning in to Moments with Mason. Listen, I got Jarvis, I got Dominica, Demonica, no, I'm just kidding. Miss Keys and Mr. Sean. I thank y'all for watching. Please tune in. We have more. Talk to y'all later.